Hello, Libby Langley here with another episode of Life in Business, the podcast for people who hate marketing. Well, that's what today is about. So help in your finest Penelope pit stop voice there. I hate marketing. What am I going to do? I've got a business. I hate marketing. What am I going to do? I'm never going to get any more customers. Sound familiar? Yes. Well, you're not alone. Let me let you into a little secret here. I mean, the thing that I hate most about being in business is marketing myself online. Utterly hate it. Yeah. What I don't hate is the conversations that I have online. I like that. So, it's partly about finding the balance. And I got loads of stuff today that's going to be really helpful for you. And I'm going to, share my own experience of it so that you know that if I can do it, you can do it, right? First up, let me just say, yes, I do hate it. And it's really difficult because I hate having to do it. I think that's the thing. That's a fairer way of saying it, right? I sort of resent the fact that in order to have a business and to be able to keep paying my mortgage and going on holiday, I have to keep marketing my business, right? It's like, I do really wish that I could just have an idea and lots of people would just immediately sign up, right? Nothing works like that because you have to tell people about the idea in order for them to know to sign up. And that's what marketing is, right? It's just sharing what you do, telling people what you do. But yeah, the beauty for me, or the joy for me, is having the idea, creating the thing, knowing that it's going to be incredible and it's going to help, and then servicing the clients. The bit in the middle I like less, and it's tiring and it's noisy and all of that. So everything that I'm going to talk to you about today, as ever, but I'm really kind of open and honest about my own struggles, I guess, is that the word? But my own struggles and my own resistance to this stuff. So I'm not one of those people who will say, oh, but if you just do this and you follow my 7-point plan, you're going to feel differently. No, this stuff may never go away, right? So I'm here to normalize it. I'm here to support you, and I'm here to tell you that I don't, I have these ways around it. Okay. So my background. So me saying, I don't like marketing myself online. My background, I've pretty much spent my entire career in sales and marketing, which is sort of ironic really. But for me, marketing other people's businesses is way easier than marketing myself, right? There's a massive difference. And so my when I did my MBA, so when did I get that? 2012, I think I finished that. My dissertation was on social media marketing, corporate communication. So it was marketing's like everything I've studied, everything I have done, and I know an awful lot about it, right? There's not much about marketing that I don't know. And I spent years teaching businesses how to use social media to market their businesses online. Tactics are great, right? Strategies are great. What I kind of want to talk to you about today is like the feeling of it all. And I swear, honestly, I must be getting more touchy-feely and emotional in my old age. But I think I don't know, has something changed in the world post-COVID? Maybe we feel a bit more vulnerable. Maybe we feel a bit more that the kids are coming and taking over and they make it all look so easy. Maybe there's an element of that, right? Maybe it's the fact that so much more is online now. So much more. So it's a much noisier space. There's much more pressure there. I think all of these things kind of contribute to this sort of, I don't know, lack of confidence, apathy to whatever it is that we feel, right? So yeah, rest assured that I get it too. And actually, what's interesting, when I first started my business, I had a brand name. So I didn't trade as Libby Langley, which I do now. And that's what you'll know me as. That's what you'll Google. That's what everything is kind of under. But when I first started my business, I wanted a brand name because, I don't know, I thought that's what you did. So I was Zest. My business was called Zest. Zest Communications, actually. And I think it was Zest Innovations. Zest Communications, anyway, I don't know, whatever. We traded as Zest Communications. That was the brand name that we put out there. And it was lime green, and everybody knew us, and everybody knew Zest and their lime green, and people would buy us presents that were lime green, and tins of biscuits, and plant pots and all sorts of weird stuff because it was lime green. So we were very much known as that, and we were a we, right? We weren't a we when I first started in my spare room, a desk in my spare room back in 2011, and it was just me. But right from the start, I kind of made the conscious decision that I wanted to be a brand, right? As in kind of a company rather than me. And we are our own brand and all of that too, but you understand what I mean when I say that. And it really worked. It was hugely successful. The marketing was dead easy because Zest had this like personality. We were a bit kind of cheeky and a bit fun, and juggled limes and did all sorts of things relating to green. And we got a really good reputation, and we were known, right? Or I was known, but certainly we were known within the space. And somebody said to me really recently, it made me a bit sad actually, that the first time I spoke at her event, and the first time that she met me was probably over a decade ago. And when she introduced me to speak at her event, she said, "Oh yeah, and Libby was absolutely the go-to person for my online marketing." And I'm like, oh, that makes me so sad, because yay, but also, not now. But I don't want to do that, so it's fine. But there was a moment of sadness of just like, yeah, she used to be. But it was this kind of ease of marketing, right? And I had a team as well. I started on my own, but then pretty quickly grew to there were 5 of us. And so it wasn't all my responsibility. And it was once I made the change from having a team and wanting a team and growing the business as an agency to not wanting, to realising that I'd created a job for myself, right? And I didn't want to do that. So I made my staff redundant, gave up my office, moved back home, and crucially switched my brand massively because I started trading as myself. I started marketing myself. And that's when my libbylangley.com domain came into its own. I mean, obviously I bought it the second I started my business, because who doesn't buy their own name as the domain name? But I kind of shed the armour, the protection of the brand, the company, to be myself. And whilst everybody knew it was me and knew me before, there was a comfort, right, in it. And then I was really putting myself on the line. And for me, it just felt different, even though kind of nothing much had changed. I didn't have the support of my team or the buffer of my team, and I didn't have the hiding behind that brand. And it was really difficult. I found it very, very difficult, because I was saying, I can help you, not we can help you. The stuff I was doing was pretty much the same, but it was very difficult. And it led me, that's kind of the thing that's been the hardest for me. And, all the jokes aside, that's been the thing that's been the hardest for me to be consistent at and to not get overwhelmed and bogged down with over the years. It's a thing that I struggle with the most, this self-marketing, right? Marketing my business as me, as Libby. And about 7 years ago, I can't remember, I actually decided that I just couldn't do it anymore. I just decided that the self-marketing was too hard. It was just too hard to be consistent and to keep showing up, and because that's not my natural mode, right? My natural mode is being at home quietly on my own, beavering away at stuff. That's what I like doing. And so having to show up and be shiny and do videos and all this stuff, yeah, it just got the better of me. Maybe looking back, that was a bit of burnout now, actually, I don't know. And I put a post on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, to say, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this self-marketing. I just can't keep showing up time and time again. I can't do it. And so asking people if they had any jobs. And what came of that is 2 really nice and really lucrative contracts. So my business continued and was bigger and better than it had been the previous year, because I just shared some stuff, and it shows that the hard work that you put in, your reputation counts for a lot, and people do know who you are. And interestingly, that talk that I just mentioned that I did, the last time I did a talk at one of her events, I think was probably 8 years ago, but people are still out there, right? All this work that you do it never goes to waste. Okay. And so I had these contracts, so I could kind of hide away for a bit. I still did one-to-one work, I still did business strategy work, I still did training, because of relationships that I've built, but I kind of stopped marketing myself. And I had these 2 contracts, which were many thousands a year. And so it wasn't the same, right? It wasn't the same need to keep marketing because of client turnover, because most of us have clients that we work with for a set period of time. It might be 3 months, might be a year, might be 2 years, but they do drop off. Yeah, there's a client, what's the word? Churn. That's a horrible word, isn't it? But there is a client, attrition rate. Is that the right word? So in every business, there always is, right? And so that's why we need to keep marketing. And it was Bill Gates, I think, who said that he would spend his last dollar on marketing because it's that important, because we've got to keep our names out there. You know, things like Apple and Coca-Cola and Pepsi, you know, the Coke and Pepsi thing, they spend, I don't know, millions each year on their marketing. And we all know who they are, right? But they have to keep current in people's minds. They have to remain front of mind. And that's what all that marketing is. It's just reminding people that you still exist and what it is you do. Yeah, that's all it is. And I think as well, there's another level to all this that perhaps goes hand in hand with the neurodiversity. So I got diagnosed just over a year ago with autism ADHD. So that was fun in my 40s. And since I've been discovering more about that, I understand more about RSD, which is rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is this feeling that everybody hates you and you know, that kind of stuff. It's horrible, right? And so I think the marketing, the putting yourself out there is such a vulnerable thing to do. It's such a please pick me for your football team kind of feeling, right, inside, that we don't like that. We don't necessarily, unless you're a real extrovert or you're a real shiny showman kind of thing. That's it's hard. It takes a level of courage. And whilst you can get routinely into it, in that you can schedule content, you can have kind of regular things that you go to, networking that you go to, it isn't necessary. It doesn't necessarily come naturally. And I just want to kind of acknowledge that for so many of us, that this isn't. It's for me, it's the hardest thing about being in business. So, but anyway, the biggest reframe that you can make with this is the word itself, right? Marketing. Who wants to do any marketing? Put your hands up. Yeah, I mean, nobody, right? I don't know, or very few people. It's not something that we want to do. But let me ask you this then. Who wants to go out there and have a conversation with somebody else? Oh yeah, okay, well maybe I don't mind doing that. It's a reframe. So reframing marketing to starting or joining conversations is the biggest shift you can make, right? Please write that down. Please remember this. So marketing is just starting or joining conversations. That is all it is, right? Because it does not matter. These days, honestly, I swear, it's so noisy on social media that it ain't going to make much difference whether you spend ages creating a fancy reel, or you just stick a post a photo of you up, or you know, it doesn't make, it's a negligible difference, right? The point is that you're doing something. That's what matters. That is the thing that matters. And marketing can be so many different things. This podcast is marketing, right? And this doesn't feel like marketing because this is just me chatting to you and supporting you and giving you some advice and guidance. But of course it's marketing, right? My reason for doing this, well, I find it quite cathartic and I enjoy doing it, but it's ultimately to help my business grow, to get more clients, and to position myself so I get invited to talk at more events, right? Ultimately, that's my reason for doing it, because I could be watching something on Netflix right now, not doing this. And that's kind of my preference, right? That's what I'd rather be doing. Or, I don't know, sitting, staring at a wall, or playing with my cat, or out walking, or whatever. You know, for most of us, there are lots of other things we would kind of rather do in life. But we choose the marketing activity, the conversation starters, that actually sit with us the best. And having this podcast, starting this podcast, what episode am I on? 82. 82 episodes is the best thing I've ever done in my business in terms of my marketing. The single best thing. And it takes time and effort and commitment for sure, but it's the best thing that I've ever done, and it's the thing that suits me the best. So I think of my podcast as marketing? Nope, not in the moment at all. But is it a marketing tool? Yeah, and it's my best one. Oh, yeah, certainly one of my best ones. So so there's different ways of thinking about what your marketing is. So this starts conversations, right? And it also brings me clients. So hello if you've ever messaged me as a result of listening to my podcast, and hello if you've ever become a client because of listening to my podcast. And also hello to you if you're thinking about, maybe, do you know what, I might quite like to work with Libby. Yeah, see, that's the system working. And please message me if that's you. Come join my Confidence to Grow program and we can work together forever. So this is marketing, right? You are listening to a marketing message, ultimately. And email is marketing. Social media is marketing, as we know, and that's often what people think about, right? But you don't have to do that. Speaking at events is marketing. Running workshops in other people's communities is marketing. Going to networking, in-person networking meetings is marketing. Sharing what's on your mind on Twitter or Threads is marketing, right? It doesn't have to be super polished and super constructive, really, to be honest, because we buy people's personalities. Like Pamela Anderson, she writes it's called the Open Journal, and she sends out an email, I think it's every week, which is just kind of stuff that's going on and stuff that's on her mind. And that's all marketing, right? It's all about positioning. It's all about saying where you are in the world and what you believe in. And some of it, sure, a bit self-indulgent, right? But, whatever, it's just marketing. And if it helps you and it helps your business and it helps people know who you are and it helps improve their lives and it helps you earn some more money, that's the point of marketing. How you do it is entirely your personal choice, right? So what was interesting about this podcast is a while ago, I can't remember, maybe 6 months, I can't remember, I decided that it would be good to also record it video and put it on YouTube. And to me, that's changed it very slightly. Hello, if you're watching on YouTube. Apologies for saying this next bit. It's changed it very slightly because one thing that I really liked about doing the audio only podcast was that I could just sit in my pajamas and, record it and it never mattered. Now I have to get dressed, which adds a whole new layer to it. But I still do that because it does make a slight bit of difference. And it's not like it's no more work. It's no more work particularly because whatever happens with that stuff, my VA, I outsource it, my VA does it all. But it makes a very slight difference in terms of who sees it. So that's kind of been worth doing. And I've made the conscious decision that to make myself slightly uncomfortable for the sake of business growth. Conscious decision, right? And I resisted it for a long time, but now I do that. And so so let me ask you, where can you be to start conversations that will help more people know who you are and that will ultimately help you grow your business and be able to serve more people? What's your answer to that question? Are there local networking meetings that you can go to where you can build up a local network of people? Yeah, your biz buddies locally. Are there some online events that it's worth you going to? And you turn up once a month. Are you already in some programs where they have Facebook groups where you can support people that, overtly selling in other people's groups is really icky. However, you can build relationships and they can make their own choice to find out more about you, right? The spaces are there. Do you want to have a podcast? Do you want to write a book, right? My book is also a marketing thing. It's a fantastic coaching support guide. Life in business, easy ways to work less, earn more and embrace true happiness. Go get it on Amazon, on Kindle or in paperback. I don't talk about my book very often, actually, which is bad. That's bad, Libby. See, bad marketing. But yeah, that's it. It's a very small income stream, but it's a fantastic marketing resource, right? Because it not only supports people and, you know, blimey, it changes people's lives, right? People have told me that it's made such a difference to them. But it is a marketing tool, because you might read my book and then think, do you know what? I want to join Libby's Confidence to Grow program. It's all marketing, yeah? Marketing. What I'm really trying to do today is to just reframe for you what marketing actually is. And you will find, some of the things I've talked about today, you will find that there are things that you don't hate all that much. You might not like the grind of thinking you have to post a reel every day on Instagram. Fine, I'm with you there. But there are other ways to do it. Maybe you like LinkedIn more because you can write longer form posts. It's text. You don't need an image. And that suits you much better. Perhaps you've got an email list of 50 people, 200 people, 5,000 people that you're not in touch with as often as you could be. Send twice weekly emails, or once weekly emails, or some emails. Yeah, this is all marketing. And if you what you really hate about marketing is having to put yourself out there, yeah, find a way of doing it. Find a way of doing it. And for me, it is absolutely kind of the grind of social media. You know, I love social media in so many ways because I love the fact it's free and it's a brilliant communication tool with people anywhere in the world. It's instant, it's fun, you can learn stuff from it, you can waste a lot of time on it. But I love that. And I love Threads, really, really love Threads. And I found that one of my easiest places to grow on Threads, actually. It's good fun, that. And I like Instagram. And I guess that's where the majority of my clients come if they come from social media, is Instagram. And I love LinkedIn because it's longer form, text written stuff. And I feel like I've got to know a different crowd there. And I have a different following there. Twitter, I haven't been active, X, haven't been active on it for years. But when I first started my business, yeah, that was how I got my clients. That was how people got to know me, was through that. And Facebook, I use it personally, but my Facebook business page, kind of, you know, it's hard. And I closed my Facebook group ages ago. So, you know, you find what works for you. You absolutely find what works for you. And there is no right or wrong these days. You've just got to have a strategy, have a plan, know why you're doing it, and know how it's going to help you. So in my program, we work through the process of building a house, right? So we start with the foundations, which is everything about you and your vision, your mission, what matters to you, what you really want to achieve. Then we look at the walls, which is your product, your services, your pricing. And only then do we talk about marketing, which is the roof on the house, right? And if you want more information on how to, you know, kind of what might be not working for you in your business, please go back and listen to episode 74 of this podcast, because that talks about why things might not be working for you because you're trying to build your business house upside down. Please listen to that. And that's the whole kind of premise and process for my Confidence to Grow program. So we work through everything. You know, we start at the beginning, right? And so when people say, oh, I hate marketing, my marketing's not working, it's like, yeah, okay, we ain't going to talk about that for ages, because there's loads of other work to do first. And what happens is when you step back and you look at the beginnings, the foundations of what you're doing, your marketing naturally, because I'm never going to say to someone, right, stop all your marketing until this is fixed. Don't do that. But you will find that your marketing just automatically becomes easier, because you're not thinking, I need to sell some stuff, I need to do some marketing, I need to sell some stuff, I need to do some marketing. It's like, oh, I understand really what my purpose in this business is, and I'm just going to talk about that for a bit. And that is really good marketing, because it's personal, it's interesting, and it's engaging, it's vulnerable, it's honest, it's real, it's all the stuff that we want, right? It's not buy my stuff because no, whatever, no, not today, and then you've forgotten about it anyway. So all makes perfect sense. And I'm really just so passionate about this. And as a result, I am finding my own marketing much easier, because I feel like a burden has been lifted, because this stuff matters. But crucially, I believe that this makes a difference. Well, I know it makes a difference because I've got evidence of that and data of that. But I really, in my heart, I really believe that this is the way to do business, and to have a business that enables you to work less and earn more and be truly happy. And that's pretty much what we all want from life, right? I don't know anybody who wants to, I want to work a 17-hour day so I can have £1 million. No, you're all right, thanks. And so that's not the ethos that I preach. And so my marketing has, and it is continuing, you know, I ain't perfect by any means, but is continuing to get easier and easier and easier, because my new program is this beautiful culmination of everything that matters to me and everything that matters to you. And so all I do is talk about bits from the program, right? And why it's important. Same as the podcast. It stops being marketing and it starts being kind of a passion-led conversation starter, or joining somebody else's conversation about the same thing. And that's a massive, massive shift, right? So this is what I want from you. This is the direction I want for you, not from you. This is what I want for you, is for you to feel that things are just easier, right? That things are just easier. Things are less effort, not effortless. Definitely, there's always effort. But things take less effort and things just feel like they're right, rather than having to put a post on Facebook to say that the pressure of self-marketing means that you don't want to do your business anymore. I mean, God, what state was I in, right? I needed my own advice there, my own support, because everything is fixable, everything is tweakable, and everything is changeable, and you can make everything feel right for you, for sure. You just need to know which bits to change and what support to access. So yeah, I wish you every support with this. Absolutely. And go back and listen to episode 74. I think that could be really helpful for you as an extra to this. And then, yeah, let me know where you're at. Let me know what you're thinking. Go to libbylangley.com and click the work with me button if you want some more information about confidence to grow. But stick around and listen to these podcasts. Maybe go buy my book from Amazon, Life in Business by me, Libby Langley. Same as the podcast, because I like simplicity and ease. And let me know kind of what comes up for you today, because this is good stuff. And hopefully you'll be able to go from help, I hate marketing, to right, marketing is just the conversations that flow naturally because I know all the other stuff and I've done all the work and my house is being built the right way up. Fantastic. Thanks ever so much for joining me again today. It's been a pleasure and a joy as ever, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love. Bye. Bye-bye.